Hey, good evening. This is Wilbert Cook, Hand Up Recovery Homes. Welcome to another evening, a Monday night with us. You know, just before a Monday night basketball, there is the reality that we got a lot to save and change in these communities. You know, it's great that they can slam dunk, but it'd be appreciative if a few of them $30 million contracts could send 10% to the neighborhoods, struggling neighborhoods in America. Just an idea. I like to throw out a few ideas, you know, to prick people, you know, hey, and why? You know, our governor is working on that, you know, presidential thing. I remember his first term, he wanted to double those salaries of some of his key personnel, and legally he could not do it. It wasn't constitutional, especially in Illinois. It may be in Florida or Texas, but not in Illinois. However, he could take them doubling of them salaries and drop it on a few small community groups like ours that want to grow. And like Deborah's that's growing. Anyway, we love to have the governor's help, you know. And considering how he just blessed Juliana for the Senate race, he could definitely help a little group like ours. 500,000 is cool, not 5 million. Hey, 10%. I'm a man of the cloth, also known as Reverend Wilbert Cook. Bless us at a hand up to do the service in the streets, in the community. Check out the relationship in North Lawndale. Been boxed out by major organizations because I speak out. Don't we need a real voice of empowerment in our community by now? Anyway, to the wonderful voice of reason in our community, right. The one who does things more diplomatically, yes, all the time, but helps everyone she can. On every level, political, social, the teens, the elders, and all the folk around our age. She might be mad I just aged her a little bit. Not your age. I might have aged her a little bit. I think I'm Sister Shirley age. But anyway, I thought I'd throw that one out. But Deborah Williams has done phenomenal work with so many groups. She helped reorganize and help us restructure the NAACP, the Chicago West Side NAACP. Nearly 30 years ago with Mrs. Vera G. Davis, Elvis Slaughter, Carol Harwell, and a few other famous people and not so famous. And she was around and helped redevelop AXO Awards with Steve Page and Carolyn Hankins Page. And her daughter was a child prodigy. We call her Niecy. And since I didn't call her Niecy so long, I'll let Deborah give me her child formal name. Right. She was speaking at Push at 8 years old, I believe, or was it 7? Mm-hmm. She spoke all over the country. She's a scholar, now graduate scholar from Howard University. She's worked with major elected officials in Washington. She's worked with practically everyone in politics on the west side and half the south side of Chicago, and been a keynote speaker on every level since she was a child. So this lady knows how to get things done at home, in the streets, in the church, in the community, in politics, in the census. Oh, let me stop it. That's a laundry list. But the good part is it's all true. And it's some major organization chairs getting $300,000 a year, ain't did half what Deborah did. None of those years, let alone each of those years. All right, without further ado, I'll let the diplomatic, hard-working, energizer, I can't say bunny, it got bad connotations, energizer activist of the West Side, yes, tell you about a great program she has coming up, as well as her organization.
Okay, good evening. Don't listen to nothing he just said.
Even though most of it is
true, but some of it he's embellished a little bit. But I am
a little bit
out here trying to make a difference in our community on the west side, now south side. Oh, this is the year of expansion, so I'm going to be all over Illinois trying to make a difference. And this month, just happened to be Black History Month. So for this month, we want to recognize some of the people that's, been out here fighting just as long as I have, or not as long as he has, but but we've been out here. They've been out here a long time fighting for our justice, fighting for economic justice, fighting for social justice. And so I'm here today to tell you about a program that I'm having this Thursday, February the 12th at 5:30 at Bethel New Life on the west side of Chicago. We will be honoring people such as the Leaders Network, which has 3 ministers, pastors that have been fighting for social justice for over 20 years. This year they're celebrating 20 years, but they just got incorporated 20 years, but they was doing the work longer than that. We also, being that February 12th is Founders Day for the Chicago Westside NAACP and the NAACP as a whole, I thought it would be great to recognize some of the past presidents of the Westside NAACP, which has been chartered for over 60 years. So when we're talking about us coming back together and restructuring and keeping it going, they've been around a long, long, long time. And then there's smaller organizations that's out here like Wilbert struggling and trying to make a difference. We have people like Fathers Who Care, Reverend Walter Jones, who also is on CAN TV most of the time. We also have the Westside Ministers Coalition, who is headed up by Dr. Benyon now, but he used to be the famous
Henderson Brothers.
Yeah, the Henderson Brothers, but no, Reverend Lewis Flowers.
Oh, Flowers.
Yes.
I'm my main man.
Yes. Yeah. That's where I came in under
Flowers.
Reverend Flowers.
Before the Henderson Brothers.
Yes. So we wanted to honor these people for the work that they've done. We also have like local newspapers that's been in existence for over 20-some years telling our story, because if we don't tell our own story, it could be put in the wrong hands and manipulated and come out a different way. So we have our own local newspapers that's telling our story. Mr. Isaac Lewis, he's been around for over 27 years. And then finally, we want to...
Did you know I did his first Christmas lights on Holman in
really?
Flournoy? I did
okay.
that little section because I had seen it be so great, light up Holman.
Yes.
But before we had light up the boulevard, they was lighting up Flournoy and Holman. When it wasn't prevalent to have 2-3 blocks strung together, working together in our community any longer.
Clubs.
That group stayed together over there.
Block club presidents and block clubs are very important.
I was like, Isaac, you need to get this Christmas. He said, well, if you take this camera and go get the pictures, maybe you could take the recording and get a couple people to talk. We'll put the story together.
Yes, that's
awesome. So
awesome.
I was with him when his father was sick, and he was building that paper in the living room watching over his dad, literally. Yes. So I mean, he come a long way, and he went through a struggle from the start to deal with that family situation while trying to build a paper to help highlight the positives in our community.
Correct.
I don't even think he even wrote a story on his dad doing all that. So he was so into community service.
Okay, so so thank you for that history of Isaac Lewis. I might mention some of it Thursday night.
Okay.
So also, I wanted to take this time also to kind of memorialize or kind of lift up or keep the name out there because of some of these positive women who really made an impact, history makers like Judge Shelvin Hall, Carolyn Page. She was the secretary of the NAACP for 16 years. Faithful every Saturday for 16 years. And then she was the chair of our AXO committee and took young peoples to different states every year. She took 6 to 10 young people to different states to compete on a national level, whatever skill that they had. And then lastly, we just lost a legend on the west side of Chicago, Miss Lillian Drummond. She was 104 years old when she passed away. And so we just want to, recognize or memorialize or do things in memory of these people because they put a lot on the line. They were committed, they were dedicated, and we just don't want them to be forgotten. And so that's why we'll have a few memories about them shared on Thursday as well. So it's going to be a great night. I'm looking forward to it. We'll have music, food, and networking.
Music, blues. I hope it's some jazz.
Okay,
Or some
I have to whisper
rhythm
that.
and
I would have to
blues.
whisper that in the DJ's ear.
Yeah.
You want to hear some old school music?
No, it doesn't have to be too old now. I mean, I like the genre of blues, but I could do without it. It's enough going on in Chicago to keep you trying to get out of the blues. Speaking of that, for my viewing audience, unfortunately, my sister passed a few days ago on was it the 30th? The 30th of January, Friday the 30th of January, and her memorial will be February 28th at Carriage Cincinnati AME Church. Start 1:30 visitation and fellowship with the family, and the memorial start at 2:00. And look forward to seeing some of the viewing audience there, especially those that know the family and others in the community. She was a great singer from childhood through. Actually, we ended up at that church because the pastor there, Reverend McKinley Young, who became Bishop Young, he opened it up to community kids. You didn't have to be church members to sing in his children's choir. Then the choir director really took a liking to our family and helped us a lot. And my sister became a little starlet singer on the west side and across the AME church. But enough of that. Back to all those 100 women that helped Deborah in her organization, and most of whom still with us.
Yes.
And some who have transitioned over the years. But and that phenomenal young prodigy she has on the west side.
So he's alluding to the host and sponsors of this Thursday's event is called the 100 Westside Women of Wisdom and Inspiration. And so we have over 100 women who have been brought together over the years to, like, our new goal right now is to work on wellness. Wellness and nutrition is going to be our new focus. But over the years, we just came together and networked and shared and uplifted one another. But now we're going to have a focus for the next year or two. We're going to be focused because we're getting up in age, so we need to look at our nutrition and health and all that. So that'll be our new focus. So our event this year will be around April 16th. That's my birthday. And all 100 women will be in attendance. Plus, we are nominating 25 more women. And so we're going to be a 100 plus women after April.
I'm going to do like them old mortgages. You get 125%. No, let me cut it out.
Yes.
But that went left later, though, because, we had that mortgage crash and they had all them people over-leveraged on them homes already. And then another situation we'll talk about later, how they many elders got duped into getting new mortgages and they didn't need them. They had paid off the original. They could have just used equity in them homes. Reverse mortgages too. And it would have been much better overall and they wouldn't have got caught in that crash. Or end up with those interest rates at the time, which weren't all that great either. But we're going to use that for another show. But back to home ownership, how to do it the right way, how to do it what's best, and how to utilize equity to your advantage, not to banks and other business people's advantage, because they will have you spending. They'll make more money while you get a bigger bill if you're not careful.
So the 100 women consist of realtors. We have realtors, we have mortgage brokers, we have educators, we have elected officials, we have CEOs, we have public relations professionals, and we have our grassroots activists. And so it's a real diverse group of women. I especially like to honor those unsung heroes. And so when I say elected officials, I did nominate some elected officials, but I also nominated the staff of elected officials.
That's great. Yeah.
The staff is really the ones behind the scene getting the work done. And so I've honored a lot of congressional staff and a lot of legislative staff for the work that they do. So
Right. You know what? I hope you got Jackie Greer from Congressman Davis' office.
Yeah, we
on
had
that
Jackie
list.
Greer last year.
Have her again. She
one.
worked twice. She's been doing 20
she's
some
one of
years
them.
of service.
She's one of
okay.
them.
But anyway, yeah.
This year,
She worked for double header.
this year we're gonna do Marquita Smith out of
Marquita?
Congressional
Oh, okay.
because we
All
already
right.
did Josie and Tiyama
Okay.
and Sharita. So this year we're gonna do Marquita. We're gonna
That's a good one. Yeah, I mean, she talked to me last week.
I'm looking forward to nominating or getting a response from some of the West Side people that have made it in life, like Sonia Francisco. I heard she from the West Side, and Kenya Merritt Jarrett.
I'm not sure.
She works for the mayor's office.
Okay.
And also
Well, it was.
Teresa Griffin. I didn't know she was on the West Side of Chicago.
Did you? Well, I didn't either, because everybody I know that have a program is at DuSable or somewhere else out south, and they're the ones. But I mean, a little higher socioeconomic ladder sometime mean you can help put her in a decent venue out there, whether it's DuSable, Kennedy King, or some of the other nice places they have.
Yes.
We're starting to have them on the West Side, though.
Yes, but this year I decided to go to Oak Brook. I'm going to the Marriott Oak Brook across the street from Macy's. So I wanted to be out there because we're growing so big, and so usually I started off with like 200, then it went to 250, and now we went up to 300. And so I don't want to have to put that message out like I did last year that we're sold out. I want whosoever will let them come. So, so I picked a bigger venue this year.
Okay, that is great.
Yes.
Okay, now.
So I'm really excited about this year.
Wow. I'm excited too now.
Yes.
I get to go back to Oak Brook for my staycation while attending your event.
Yes, I actually booked some rooms too for people to stay overnight.
Get a discount too, y'all. See, when you know people that do things, you can sometimes get a discount.
Yes.
All right.
So one other thing going on in the near future is the daughter, Janicia Williams, that he keep alluding to, is having a week of youth empowerment.
All right,
so
great.
Next week, starting Monday through Friday, she has different activities set up to empower our youth to get they said, from something to paycheck. So from empowerment to paycheck. That's what we're going to be doing next. We're going to be teaching them how to do their resumes one day. They're going to be doing job fair one day. They're going to be doing dress for success. They're going to be doing interviewing skills, all next week. And then Saturday, the 13th, I think, is going to be the job fair. When is the 13th? Whatever that next Saturday is going to be the job fair. And so hopefully we do a great job during the week and they go out and get some jobs on the spot. So I'm excited about that.
That is wonderful. And everything Niecy does is with a touch of class. And it is heartfelt. She is passionate as her mom about making a difference and just as humble. And for young people this day, sometimes we think that they all flash and glam, but this is one humble child of God, and she uses her platform to help people all around her in any arena, and she does not mind sharing her network with others. On the spare of the moment, you walk up, you need something, if she can help, if any of her constituent young people around her can help, they are all willing to help.
They call her the Pied Piper. She walk around with a whole 15 or 20 youth behind her every time she goes somewhere. So when they want youth to show up, when the mayor want youth to show up, they call Niecy and they show up. And they sit at the tables with the policymakers and they have great recommendations. And so I'm so proud of that group.
And hopefully she'll be our next woman prayer to start. We're praying she's our next woman president of the Chicago West Side NAACP, because we need to make room for a young star to help us continue to rise and to make sure they stay relevant, not just politically active, but relevant to what's going on in our communities on the various levels, from the marginalized, least of them, struggling poor, up to the upper crust folk. And sometimes I think like some of our church denominations, we've gotten stuck in the middle up and we got a lot of people under struggling. Oh, a few other things. You want to mention a few other women in your group specifically that helped you most of these last, 25 years, 30 years?
So, like I said, we have a whole diverse number of women. So I started off, the way he just asked that question, I started off when I thought I had arrived. I said, let me go back and thank some of the women that's been in my life. I thank Miss Hurt. I thank Miss Davis, Vera Davis.
Educators.
Yes. I thought about just my godmothers. I got Miss Thelma Ware and Mr. Ware, who, they were my political activist godparents.
Okay.
Mr. Ware was real into politics, and so I was hanging around them all the time. And so we have women such as Miss Annetta Wilson. We have all the old heads. Barbara McGowan. I mean, it's just so many people on the list that it's hard to name them all.
Okay, I don't want to get you in trouble.
Miss Bobby Steele.
I'll let you stop.
Bobby Steele. Yeah. I'm telling you, I had them all come through the West Side women.
But have you already? You have given an award to Dr. Deere.
Dr.
Deere's wife, Barbara Deere.
No,
that's the one to consider.
Mm-hmm.
If your list is not done yet.
Yeah, I think she might be.
And the other one is that young lady that helps Senator Lakeisha Collins. If you haven't already honored her in her senator role, because you might have helped honor her in a state rep role, but her executive assistant, I think, is Adriana Alexander. She's really always spot on trying to help get things done, even at the last minute. Mm-hmm. I'm that type of guy. Mm-hmm. I need help sometime then. Man, I have to commend our state senator of the 5th District, Lakeisha Collins, because she told me a few years back, if I need anything, call her. And literally, anytime I call her, if she can help me, even when it's last minute. And the most notable, we did a men's breakfast at the church, and I called her at 8 in the morning. And before he went to his 10 o'clock meeting, her new staffer, Percy, was there and spent a little extra time with us.
Great.
And it developed a real good relationship. And you don't get that often. They give you these numbers and you don't get a response for 2-3 days, but she'll pick up. If her people pick up, they'll let her know. And once she know if she can help, she helps. She's gotten people the day of to come and help give out turkeys in the community at the church. She really is active.
Yeah,
active.
Another committed staffer is Kim Tate.
Okay.
Yeah, Kimberly Lightford's assistant.
Okay.
And she's gonna make sure she get your message to the.
Oh, so you know them proviso people too.
Yes.
She's shouting out her new township. Let me stop telling her business. Anyway,
I live in Westchester now. And my state representative is none other than the Speaker of the House.
And she went to the party and didn't tell me. She didn't bring our West Side buddy. But, it is great. She has access, but she uses her access to help more and more people and to give them access. So a lot of people get access, and then it's a one-upmanship too often nowadays. Unlike the elders that were sharing access oftentimes. Sometimes we get to being like, it's a badge of honor for us to have the access. Access only important if you can share it.
Yes.
You may get some out of it, but how many struggling people or people that's trying to do better and people who are fighting to climb the ladder that you won't help up another rung or two. Or to get them out of distress. Will you put the ladder up to the window to help them down like they do in Chicago Fire? Will you be the one to help carry them down to safety and then help them go on to live a very safe and prosperous life? Yes. So she works on every end of that safety net, as we would say, or wraparound services. She's literally a wraparound service sister. She knows how to get you service practically any and everything, and the best services that we had to offer in the city, county, or state.
Yes. And
actually the U.S. government, but they kind of tarnished you a little bit one census. But anyway, she has done 3-4 consecutive census
U.S. Census, the 2010 and 2020 census. I was out there counting the numbers. And so let's make those numbers count.
Right.
Let's make your vote count. Let's get out and vote. It's March 17th, but early voting is starting. I think it already started. So
that's great.
so please exercise your right to vote at this time.
And because your voting is important, as well as census are important every 10 years.
Yes.
Because all these districts and redistricting is based on a lot of that data and shifting data. And unfortunately, population change in Chicago, because they perpetuate the discussion of crime, is tough, because they help people move out instead of in these communities that's thriving again. They not diving. They report the killings like they diving.
Right.
But actually, all these communities on the west side are thriving again. They're going back up, and they're going up. The prices beating the people up. People going to middle class, and the prices going to upper middle class already. So you need to get in now, and don't let them scare you away because it's 1 or 2 murders last month. It's been happening for 30 years. So we thank you so much. It's been a wonderful time. Any last word? So
to get in touch with me, call Deborah or email Deborah@dwprovision.com.
Thank you. Appreciate it. It's been a blessing.